welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Today I have some fall DIY signs for you today. So let's get some crack-a-lackin' and get to crafting. Alright, DIY number 1. We're going to start with a wood round from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use my wax from Folk Art. And once I get that on, I took a white Posco marker, and I'm just doing this little whimsical thing on the board, which I actually saw on Pinterest, and I thought it was really cute. So that's where I got the little curve. Instead of doing a straight line like a lot of people do, I thought, oh, well, that's different. I think I'll try that once. So that's kind of where I got the whimsical line at. And then I'm going to take my white and just paint inside of that little whimsical curly thingy. And then I'm going to take my black, and I'm going to paint the bottom half of this. So technically I didn't need to use my antique wax on it all, but... And then I'm going to take my pumpkin, and I had 2-inch letters and that pumpkin, and I think I got all that from Amazon. And then I'm going to take my, I think it's burnt umber. I actually think that's burnt umber. And I'm going to paint the stem of my pumpkin. And then, I do take some of it. I think I take some of this. I can't remember if I use this or my wax. I might use this, yeah. And just kind of like do lines like you would see on a, that you would see on a pumpkin. Just to try to bring out some of the detail. And I also, I think I do take my wax too. And the only thing I know I didn't show, because I thought it was an afterthought after I clicked it off already, the camera, was to use some white to do some highlighting. But you'll see that, but not me actually doing that. So I kind of sanded it because I kind of want it to blend in, but because it was looking kind of stupid. So that's when I thought of the wax. So I used the wax, and the wax did help. And then I just kept looking at it, and then when I clicked off the video, I was like, oh, I wonder if I use some white to highlight it a little bit. Would it bring it out some? And it did. So, I'm just sorry. I just went ahead and did it instead of just turning my camera back on for it. So, but basically what you see me do with the burnt umber and the wax is basically what I did with the white too. So it's just same thing, just different color paint. So I do put it on, and then I just kind of sand it to help blend it in a little bit. And then I got this stencil from, I think, Amazon. I can't remember if I got it from Amazon or Temu. I've had it for a long time. But all I'm going to use is the leaves. And I'm taking, oh, what green was that? I forget the color of the green, I'm sorry. But I'm taking green, and I'm just going to do the leaves. And all I'm doing is just pouncing that on. I am learning better on how to do these. When they say less paint on stencils, when you're stenciling, they mean less paint. Because the less, I mean, if you got to go over it once or twice with less paint, that's fine. But if you pile a lot of paint on it, yes, it definitely bleeds. So I actually try to do as less paint as I can, and if I have to go over it twice, I have to go over it twice, as long as each time I don't have much paint on my sponge or brush. So once I get those in, I will take, isn't that pretty? That turned out so pretty. I love that. And I got the burnt umber. And now see these little acorns? Now, this is something else I did. And I'm sorry. I got to remember to hit, and when I think of these things, to just go ahead and hit record for you guys. But I use the burnt umber, and I do the same thing, and I just pounce them in. But what I end up doing, because I end up looking at it, I'm like, something don't look right. Let me try this. I just took a darker brown and colored the bottom half of the acorn. And then I think I used white to highlight it. Like I did a little highlight with white. And even with the leaves, I think I did like a lighter green just to highlight the leaves a little bit too. But see, I gotta remember to hit record because I'm thinking of these things and then my brain just goes off and then I just do it. See, I did. I know I did it. Okay, I'll try to be better about this, I promise. But you can see I use a little bit of lighter green in the leaves, and then I used a darker brown on the bottom part of the acorn, and just kind of highlighted the edges with a white. I will try to do my best to be better about making sure that I definitely have to stop myself and go, wait, the camera needs to be on. Something I got to do, because my brain works faster sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, yes, let's do this. And then Anyways, it's the ADHD. I can't help it. And then I take, what red was that? Oh, it was a deep red. It's almost like a purple red. It's a really dark red. And then I'm taking the tip of my brush right here and just covering in those little dots you see. I don't know if those were berries or not, but I turned them into berries. So, because I don't know what the green dots were really for, so I think they were berries. I don't know. I made them berries. And then I'm going to take my pumpkin, and as you can see, I used the white to highlight a little better, and it looks a little better. And then I'm going to take my wood glue, super glue from Dollar Tree, and put down my little pumpkin. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the letters. Those are 2-inch letters I got from Amazon. And I am going to just put those on and try to put it as straight as possible, straight across. But I gotta tell you, the whimsical thing was throwing me off because I was trying to put it straight and I kept on wanting to follow the curve, but that's not the way I really wanted it. I want the words to be straight across. And it was kind of a pain in the butt because that little curvy stuff kept throwing me off. I'm like, I keep doing this crooked and it's not the way I want it. So, yeah. That was fun to deal with. But when you use the wood glue like I did, I have a little time to manipulate it. So that's definitely a good reason to use the wood glue versus the hot glue on this, because if I used the hot glue, I would have never been able to move it, and then it would look really funky. So, I didn't think I left all this in, but it was hard to do this because I kept wanting to push it down with the little curve. Okay, well, there we go. We finally got it straight. And this bow, ooh, I would make Kathy Joe so happy of this one because I did this one on my own. I actually made this bow, and because Kathy Joe was teaching me how to make bows. So, I actually made this bow myself. And then these little picks here, I got off of Amazon last year. And I can't remember exactly. I know I got them off of Amazon. I know for a fact. But, they came like 8 in a pack. They're kind of expensive, but they're very beautiful, and I love them. And what I do with these all the time, like I do with my greenery, I did the same thing with these, is that I like to take jute and connect them together with jute because I believe that helps the hot glue to stick to it better. It really sticks to the jute better than it actually does like the pick stems, at least in my opinion. And then I'm going to take my bow that I'm actually very proud of that I made myself. I can't even believe it came out like this. And no, I did not record it. And I purposely don't record my bows yet. Because I get really flustered and frustrated with it. And then if I know I'm recording it, it just makes my anxiety worse. Because I'm just not ready. I'm not there yet. I keep telling you guys this, but for my new subbies or new people watching, that's why I don't show my bows yet. I keep practicing. The more I practice, the better I'll get and the more comfortable I'll feel, and I'll be able to start showing my bow making. But there's so many crafters out there that do bow making, so but that's it for that project. Let me know what you think, and now we're on to DIY number 2. And we're going to take another wood round from Dollar Tree. And I take off that hanger. I do set it aside because I end up reusing that hanger, by the way. And I'm going to paint the whole thing in my white. And then once I get that, I'm going to take my, it's like a gray granite. That's not actually what it's called, but I've compared that color to the gray granite, and that's what it's the same color. I just can't remember the name of that color. I can always remember gray granite, but I cannot remember what they named this one. So, but basically, it's just a light gray. Or medium gray, maybe. I don't know. Medium to light. Anyways, okay, I'm going to take my 2-inch letters again that I got from Amazon. And I'm going to paint them in my pumpkin. Little pumpkin color. And then once I get those painted, I got all these things from Dollar Tree. And they were just different picks and stuff. And I put them together in a big bunch. And I tied off jute. And as you can see what I'm doing right now, I'm just wrapping the entire bottom, the stem part, with that jute. And I completely wrap it, and I cut off that little bit of that excess because that one piece is like really long, or I attempt to cut it off. I gotta get better clippers. I have really no clippers that work for cutting stems on flowers. I gotta get more tools. I gotta get better tools is what I need to do. I got tons of crafting stuff, but tools, So, that little pick fell out, and I tried to put it back in, and I couldn't, so I gave up on it. Anyways, once I get all that done in the jute, I'm going to kind of wrap it back up to where that tie is and just tie it off. And I double knot it. And I'll cut off that extra jute here in a minute. And then I'm going to take, I can't remember if I take my letters first or this first. But, yeah, I'm just trying to floof it. That flower got stuck in the back, and I hated that. I'm like, why did it, oh, it got pushed in the back. So I'm trying to push that flower more towards the front. Because I wanted the flowers towards the front and, like, those long things and the flower and the leaves towards the back a little bit, like that. So, once I get that, I got my letters, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to take wood glue, and I'm actually going to start with the end of the letters, like the last letter of the word, because I want this completely on the edge so I can fit that flower pick on there. So I actually start with the word sweet, and I just put the hot glue on these letters and just try to keep them as straight as possible. This was actually a little easier to keep straight because I didn't have that little whimsical line I had in the first one. And then I just kind of centered the fall. That's another reason why I did the sweet first, because it was a longer word. So this is the only problem I had, is I did put this on, and I did measure it before I tied the flowers together, but you kind of lose the S word. So it looks like fall, wheat, wall, fall, wheat, wall, fall. Oh my god, I can't say that fast. It's like a tongue twister. But I try to tack down the leaves and stuff so you can actually see the S a little better. But it did kind of cover it up, and I was like, I was like, crap. So here I am, just taking my hot glue and trying to tack down that leaf away from the S a little bit. And then this one got flipped over, so I'm going to flip it and then tack that down with some hot glue as well. And then I do re-add the hanger on this as well, which I actually think I already did. You can actually see it on there a little bit. And then the last and final thing I do to this is that I take some raffia and I just kind of tied it in a knot in the middle. And I'm going to put that at the bottom of my flower bouquet. And I don't know. I don't know why I did this. I felt like it needed something else. Like, it probably didn't, and you probably don't even have to do this if anybody wants to recreate this. But I just feel like it needed something. Now, this bow, Kathy Jo made me. So, Kathy Jo from Kathy Jo DIY, she made this bow for me. And I love it. I love those colors. She's got the most beautiful ribbon. I love all her ribbons. She's got a lot of ribbon, but they're beautiful. I'm kind of jealous of her ribbon collection. But I get this tacked on with some hot glue, and I do cut down those tails a little bit. But I thought these colors looked beautiful with this sign. But I'm just gonna ducktail those once I get the bow to stick a little better. And then the one and final thing I do, I think I take a rustic star that I got from Amazon. You can get a pack of them on Amazon pretty cheap. And I stick that in the middle of the bow. Of course, I crunch up my tails a little bit. I kind of like that look, that little crunched up look, wavy look. But then, yeah, I'm going to take a rustic metal star here and put that in the middle of the bow. And then that's it for this project. You guys will have to let me know in the description box below what you guys think of this one as well. Just be careful when you put the metal star on that hot glue. With hot glue, that metal star does get hot. So, but yeah, there you go. And now we're on to DIY number 3. Okay. Taking one of those things you got from Dollar Tree, those pumpkin things. And this paper I got from Kathy Jo. And because I couldn't get the little wooden raised parts of this pumpkin off, they really stick those on there, by the way. Even with my heat gun, I couldn't get them off. I just kind of take my fingers and rub it to make an indentation on the paper so I know where to cut it. So, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see where I pushed and where it kind of creases the paper. So, when I go to cut it out, it cuts out that design. And it actually did come out pretty good. I mean, I was a little off on the middle round piece, but you can't tell by the end anyways. So after I get those cut out, I take, I think it's a bright pink, or put my, yeah, and my wax, and I mix it together to make a darker pink, obviously. I didn't want to go too dark, but I take that pink and I cover the non-raised parts of my pumpkin. Um, if it got a little bit on the raised parts, it's fine. The paper's going to cover it, so I didn't care, but I really just needed the paint on the non-raised parts. And I did 2 coats. And then, I don't know why I painted the stem. You really didn't need to do that. So I take my, I think it's an olive green. Actually, I'm pretty positive that's olive green. And I paint the stem, or what do they call it? Peduncle? Call the stem of a pumpkin peduncle. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's kind of a fun word to say. But that's what it looks like. And it just looked weird to me. And so I took some brown. And the green is still wet. I did not dry the green. And I just kind of took it, the wax, and kind of spread it. And then I dipped it in my water. And then I just went through it again. And I kind of like spread it, but not blended it. Like, I don't know how to explain that. But that's what it looks like. And again, it looks a little funky right here because it's not dry. Once it dries, like you can see it now, it looks a lot better. And then I take my purple glue stick and my paper, and I'm going to stick my paper on those raised parts that I cut out. Now, see, the ends came out pretty good. It was the middle one, but I don't know if you can see it. And like I said, eventually you can't even tell because that pink that I put on there, I mean, it just kind of, I don't know, it's not the same color pink, but it did blend in a little bit because I think I came up short on the top of this part. Like, barely. Enough that I could tell, but I don't know if you can tell on the screen. But I think it's one of those things that I know it's there, and if someone gets up close and goes, "Oh, you didn't cut that right," they would. So, I don't know anybody that would really do that, but I know people do. So, once I get those on, I take the, it's a Dollar Tree square sign, and I take this, cardstock I had in my stash. I'm not even sure where I got it from. My guess is Amazon on this one. A lot of my papers I get from Hobby Lobby, but I think I got that one from Amazon. And I take my Mod Podge, and this is really thick paper. Like, I don't even know, it's pretty thick, like almost, not quite as like cardboard, but it's pretty thick. And I take my Mod Podge and I try to put a thick coat on there, but I guess I didn't do it thick enough because when I go to put this down, well, first of all, I put it down and it goes down crooked, so I have to peel it back up and put it back down. And I really try to hit those corners with that, but then it still doesn't want to stick. So you're going to see me fix that. I end up using my iron, the iron method, to try to get this to stick because it really didn't want to stick. But when I first put this on here, it kind of went on crooked towards the top. You'll see it here in a minute. You can't see it right now, but I end up turning it because it just, I don't know. It didn't go on quite right. You can kind of see it in the corner where I just lifted it up. And I'm trying to peel it to where it'll stick. But once I get this on, yeah, it takes me a minute to even it out. But I really push it on there. But then the corners start popping up and things are not sticking right. And I'm like, well, crap. So I pulled out my iron, which is not what I was trying to avoid doing because I was lazy and didn't want to do it. So I just take my little iron heat press thingy-majigger and some parchment paper and just rub it all over there, and really emphasizing and on the edges and corners for sure. But I hit everywhere on this. I was just being lazy and really didn't want to pull out my iron. But that was an epic fail. I'm like, oh crap. So that's not the only thing on this project that I had to do. Like this, I'll tell you here in a minute. And then once I get that on, I just sand off the excess. And it worked great. I mean, after I ironed it, it was pretty good. I want to take my pumpkin and some wood glue and hot glue and stick that in the middle of that sign. And see those flowers at the top? They all came from Dollar Tree, but they're all my spring flowers. And I had just like 2 days before doing this video, I had put all my spring stuff, flowers in a tote and put it away. And then I was looking at this pumpkin. I'm like, well, crap. Now I need my spring flowers back out. I need some pink flowers. So I had to pull out that tote again and dig through it and find some flowers. So I was like, well, because I was trying to get all my fall stuff out and put all my spring stuff away. But anyways, what I'm doing here, these flowers, I'm trying to cut off a lot of the stem part of it because I really want this to sit flat onto this pumpkin, or yeah, pumpkin as much as possible. And that one, when I pulled off some of that stem, I pulled out the entire stem altogether. But yeah, I'm just taking this and I'm putting hot glue a little bit on the bottom too after I cut that off just to make sure it sticks. The flower stays together. But I alternate some of the flowers. I mean, I try to I kind of like mirror the sides of the pumpkin a little bit using the same kind of flowers. But yeah, I just use hot glue for this, and this one came out really cute. I tried to keep this one simple. I really wanted this simple. So or as simple as what I felt was simple. I didn't want too much. I didn't want it really busy. But yeah. So once I get all these flowers on, which I didn't think I left in, I'm sorry. I thought I had either A, sped this up faster, or I took some of it out. But once I get all those flowers on and make sure they're hot glued in really well. And that's what we have so far. I think this one's beautiful. I love this one. And then I'm going to make a bow. And this bow I don't mind showing you too much because it's very simple. But I take both of these ribbon I got from Dollar Tree. It's like a pink burlap and that pink sheer. And all I did was put it in a circle and hot glue the circle together. So you got those. So you got little loops. And then I'm just going to take them and scrunch them in the middle and place them on top of each other. Place them on top of each other and then scrunch them together. And then take jute and tie it off. And then I think that's it for this bow. Once I get it tied together. And then I have to sit there and play with it and floof it out. Anybody else like floofing out their bows? I do. I don't know what it is, but I find it very satisfying. I'm probably very weird. I know. But I like doing it. And then once I get that floofed out, and there we go. There's a bow and a birdie. It's a birdie. And then I stick it right under my stem or peduncle and of my pumpkin. And I think, I re-add the hanger, and then I think I add a pink button that I got from Dollar Tree, and it was like a pack I got from Dollar Tree, and I just stick that in the middle, and then that's it. Stick it in the middle of the bow. And that's it for this project. I love this one. I think it really turned out really pretty. And I don't know what it is about the pink and the blue pumpkins, but I don't know. I really like those. I don't know if it's because they're different or what, but I think they're very pretty. So once I get my hanger in, which I didn't even know I left this in. I usually don't leave this in because everybody knows how to put a hanger on, I think. That's it for this project. So let me know in the description box below what you think. And now we'll be moving on to our final reveal. Here is everything that we did today. You always will have to let me know what your favorite one is. I think my favorite one's the pink. Definitely the pink pumpkin. But this one, oh, I forgot I added a pink pumpkin in the middle of the bow. And this one, I like the bottom half of this one. I don't like the whole sign, but I do like the bottom half of that one. And on this one, I think I like the bow. I like that ribbon. But you guys will have to let me know what you think. And give me what one was your favorite. And yeah, let me just know what you guys think. Or even comment. Please just comment and say hi. I love hearing from everybody. I love answering my comments. So thanks again for stopping by my channel and watching. And I will see everybody on my next video.